Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So this is day 2. I am not completely finished. There's still a lot of work to do, but as you can see, I can walk in and not trip over anything, so that's good. So I got everything over there. I thought I was not gonna like this setup, but actually I do. I've been messing around over there since yesterday, and I like the fact that I could just go from here to here with ease, just slide back and forth. So I thought I wasn't gonna like that, but I changed my mind. I was gonna move it, but I changed my mind and decide I'm gonna leave it. Now over here, there is still some holes, as you can see. I don't have all of the books exactly where I want them yet. I'm leaving holes there on purpose because I started putting my book of the month books here, and I did rejoin the book of the month. As you can see here, I have not opened up the package yet. In this video, we're going to talk about these books here because that is my February TBR right there. So I'm leaving these 2 spaces available because I don't know how long I'm going to keep the book of the month. I tend to go for sometimes 6 months and then cancel. Sometimes I get a year and cancel. It just depends on whatever I feel like doing is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to leave those spaces. And I have some spaces behind the moon chair because I still have, let's go around over here, these books here that I've hauled, and I haven't done that haul yet, and I need a place to put those. So I have those books as well. I have these books down here. These I've added more to the books that I did not finish, did not have any interest in, that kind of thing, DNFs. The ones that I pulled out of that stack, I put up here because I actually like these books and I'm not really ready to get rid of them yet. I have this one up here, Shards. This is the first book that I read that got me into collecting books. I love that book. I did a review on that book really long time ago when I first started my channel. So basically right now I just kind of slapped everything up on the shelves just to get them up off the floor. That way we can move around and walk around. We're going to turn around here. I'm going to turn around too fast, that way it's not making people dizzy. This complete bookshelf here, I decided that I was going to keep all of my Funko Pops because I had the last 3 shelves full of books, which was the ones that are behind me in these bins. And I've added more here. There's another bookcase coming in this room that's going to go on top of this one. So these Funkos that are on top, they're going to go into a bookshelf eventually. So yeah, guys, that is what I have so far. So I think what I'm going to do now, let me get this set up on a tripod, and I'm going to go ahead and do my February TBR. Okay, we're gonna hope that the lighting is okay. If not, I'm sorry, we're just gonna roll with it. So, right now we're gonna do my planned February TBR. But I've noticed a lot of booktubers been calling it Pile of Possibilities, and that is brilliant because sometimes I'll make a TBR and then halfway through it, it doesn't end up being that way. So the first book that I've decided to read, and I've actually started reading it, is by Stephen King, and this is called Thinner. Now, I've seen this movie many times, many years ago. But it was so long ago, I don't remember the huge details in it. I just do remember that a man being cursed by a gypsy to become thinner and drop rapid weight. That's all I can remember of the movie. And I remembered that I had the book, and I said, you know what? I'm going to read this. I know everybody's TBRs probably in February going to be romance, but y'all know me. I'm all about the mysteries and the murders and things like that. I may have one or two romance in this. I can't remember what I've chose. Now, I didn't choose any particular order, any rhyme or reason. I pretty much just came to my TBR shelf and started pulling books down that I think that I would like to read for this month. So this is the first one that I chose. Now, the second book actually is a romance. This is by Zuri Day. I don't remember if I've read anything by her. I feel like I have maybe read one, but it's probably so long ago I couldn't tell you what it was. But I just basically chose this for the cover because it looks romantic. So this is Body by Night. This doesn't look very long. Let me see. It's about 300 pages. It should be fine. So that's the second one. And of course, everybody knows how to throw in Agatha Christie. So this month's Agatha Christie is going to be the Big Four. The only reason why I chose this, I saw this in someone's video, and Lord only knows who it was because everybody is on the Agatha Christie train. So who knows? If I had to take a guess, I'm thinking it was Kevy. And I'm thinking that you said you love this. But yeah, this was my Agatha Christie. I don't know if her shelf is over here somewhere. But her shelf is getting pretty big. I've got 2 cubes of her now. Next book that I chose is the second book in the Wake trilogy. The next book is the second book in the Wake series. So this is Faye. This is the second one. I really loved Wake. Wake I talked about in my January wrap up. When I finished Wake, I knew right away I wanted to go into the second book because I loved it so much. So this is the second one called Fade. And I do have the third one. So if this is just as good, I'll probably go straight into the third one. The next book on my TBR, this is another Joanne Fluke. I think I have every book in this series except for 1 or 2. I think I just need one to tell you the truth. For some reason, it's always out of stock, and I do not know why. And I believe there's about 27 in this series. Now, let me tell you, the reason why I love these books is because even though it's a series, you do not have to read them in order. You can read them as a standalone, and you won't be lost. I tested that theory maybe 2 or 3 books back because I was wondering, you know, if I went into this book totally blind and didn't have any idea who the characters were, would I be lost? Nope. You can jump right into whatever one you want and you will be just fine. So once again, this is Fudge Cupcakes. And these are the books, I love these. These are the books that have the recipes in them. So whatever they're talking about in the book, you get a real life recipe. I Googled it. No, I'm sorry, I didn't Google it. I YouTubed it to see if anybody actually made any of these recipes. If you search it, there is somebody, I don't know who it is, that actually tried these recipes. So I thought that was pretty cool. I've got 2 more that I'm going to talk about. This book I hauled so long ago that I hauled this from the Dollar Tree probably in 2016 or 2017. I couldn't even tell you. That's how long it's been on my TBR shelf. And I'm going to try to read more off of my TBR. I have to, because there's so many behind me. And another thing that I want to talk about, before I finish this book room project, I'm going to actually count how many books are behind me, because I'm very, very curious. I might do a giveaway where I count how many books and do like a raffle, and whoever comes close to the number on my bookshelf is going to win a prize, just to do something fun. But this is called Butterfly Skin. Now, I remember picking this book up because I was absolutely mesmerized by the cover. I love it. Now, when I looked at the back, this is another reason why I purchased this. A journey into the mind of a serial killer. I'm one of those weird people that for some reason I love books about murderers and serial killers and drug addiction and things like that. I know it's fiction, you know, that's fine, but there's just something, you know, to read and be inside of their mind. So I have a feeling I'm really gonna like this. I hope I don't get into it and it's a dud, because that would be so disappointing. Because knock on wood, so far I haven't DNF'd any books. The last book is a point horror. I've been adding point horror and goosebumps into my reading as well. Number one, they're easy reads, they're short, and they're fun. Now this one might be a little spooky. I'm hoping that it is, because the title to me, Mother's Helper, is kind of creepy. I hope nothing bad happens to this baby. But if you do a search, there's people that talk about this as well, if you just absolutely want to know the synopsis of it. Because you know me, I'm not going to read it to you. Because I love to go into books blind. So yeah, that is my potential February TBR. I think the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to close out this video. I'm going to do a really quick flip through of my sketchbook, because I did not do it for my January. So we're going to do that real quick, and then we're going to end the video. So what I'm going to start out with first is, I find it exciting that this page is completely blank. So this is where obviously I'm going to include the books that I DNF'd for each month. And I'm very excited that this is blank. That means everything that I read, I loved, I enjoyed, I finished, and I'm happy. On this page, obviously, I'm listing everything that I ended up reading. And as you can see, horror just takes over the top here. Everything is pretty much horror. One fantasy, one romance, and one mystery. Everything I did rate 4 or 5 stars. If I rated it a 4-star, it was probably because maybe at some point in the book, maybe it was dragging a little bit for me. But other than that, maybe obviously it picked up and did very, very well. So I rated it a 4. If I rated it a 5, that's going to tell you that it never drug, it never got dry, I was never bored, I was flipping through those pages very quickly. And the last thing that I'm going to show you in this reading journal that I think that would interest you is, I love the bookshelf. Whoever came up with this idea is absolutely brilliant. I'm very thankful for all the tutorials that showed how to draw this, because I would have never thought of it and I would have never figured it out. Even though that it's so simple, it wouldn't have came out the same. But I love this idea because I love the fact that I can look and see it being filled in and see my progress. So yeah, guys, that completes day 2. If you've made it this far, throw me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.